Hello students, welcome back to my channel. This is Vidyasagar Mugi. Today I will be explaining you about the road estimating earthwork. Now when I say earthwork, so earthwork calculation and estimation is the foremost thing that is done in almost every civil engineering work. So earthwork is, as you all know, is related to finding out the quantity of earthwork that is to be excavated or filled in order to achieve any required profile of the ground. May it be the construction of residential building or construction of roads or any civil engineering works. Right. So construction of any building starts with first the excavation and leveling. So earthwork here we will be studying about the different methods of estimating of earthwork that are dealt with in order to calculate the quantity of earthwork that is to be removed or that is to be filled. So generally when we talk about earthwork estimation, so it is related to only two things, that is banking and cutting, right? So the cross section of the earthwork, what we consider for sake of calculation and simplicity, is taken as the trapezoidal shape. It is in the form of trapezium. Now you can see here we have two cross sections given here. So this cross section is referred to, so this is with respect to ground level. This cross section refers to the banking of the soil. Wherever it is required to fill the soil, we call it as banking or filling, or it is also called as embankment, right? So if you see the profile, so this is given as, this is the width, this is the depth, and these are the side slopes. So this trapezium is, okay, I'll explain that later. So this refers to the width, this refers to the depth, this refers to the cross slope and the width of this remaining portion. So it is S into D, S into D. So this refers to the cross section in banking, the same refers to the cross section in cutting. So this is with respect to ground level here. Now how does that look? So this three-dimensional figure what I have shown here, it refers to one particular set of chainage point. So that is from zero chainage to the next chainage. So this is what I have taken. So depth at one point to depth at other point. This complete is one chainage point. All right. So at first point, so this is given as D1, and at second point this is given as D2, and length between them is denoted as L. So this is how the filling or cutting looks. So in the similarly, mathematically how we calculate the volume calculation, it is quantity or volume is given by sectional area into the length. So you have to calculate what is the area of this trapezoidal part, and if you multiply that with the length, area into length will give you what? It will give you the volume of the soil to be excavated or filled. Similarly, sectional area, what we do here is, the reason for considering trapezium shape is its simplicity in calculation. So sectional area is again divided into what? Area of the central rectangular portion plus area of two sides of the triangular portion. Now what is that? You will see here. Now this is a trapezoidal shape. So this central portion or the middle portion is considered the rectangular portion, and these two are considered the triangular portion. So that will be easy for us to calculate the area. So area of rectangle is B into D, and area of triangle is half base into height. So for that reason we divide that area into two parts. So rectangular area is what? Width into depth, plus area of two sides is, so this is slope S, this is depth D, and this will be what? S into D, right? So half base is S into D into D. So this is S into D into D square. Half plus half is 1 full. So 2 cancels. So we are left with S D square. So area is equal to what? B into D plus S D square. For this B into D plus S D, if I multiply the length, what I'll get? I'll get the volume. Now, so far you might have arisen with the confusion that if I take this section, okay, so this section if I consider, this one. Here S is to 1 refers to the slope, where S is the horizontal and 1 is the vertical. For one vertical, S horizontal. So always that slope is written in terms of horizontal is to vertical. So for one vertical, horizontal is S. So that is the reason it is S into D. So quantity, as I said, B plus D, B into D plus SD square is the area. If you multiply that with length, you will get the quantity that is in volume. So remember one thing. So for banking, the side slope is taken as 2:1. For cutting, the slope is taken as 1.5:1 for embankment. So remember this, banking is 2:1 and cutting is 1.5:1. So this was about the general method for calculating the quantity of soil, how we follow, what are the shapes we assume and what are the mathematical relations. So based on that, we have 3 methods of estimating the earthwork calculation or earthwork quantity. So the first method that I'll discuss now is called as mid-sectional area method, or it is also called as mid-depth method. It is also called as mid-depth method. It is also called as mid-sectional area method or mid-depth method. So again, the principle is simple here. Quantity is equal to what? Area of the mid-section into length. Now what is the area of the mid-section? Now first have a look at the cross-section here. Cross-section I have shown in filling. So width is B. dm refers to the mean depth. These are the side slopes, and S into dm refers to the slope at the mean depth. Now what is this mean depth? This is point of 0 and this is some point at distance from 0. So if I say that the depth at 0 chainage is d1 and depth at the next consecutive succeeding chainage is d2, then in method 1 or mid sectional area method, what we do is we consider the mid section between the 2 points. One chainage, but mid section between the 2 points. So I'll take the average depth of d1 and d2. So I'll get what? dm. Right? Length remains same. Only difference is I am taking the mean depth between these two depths. So that I represent it as dm. So what is area of midsection now? Area of midsection is area of the triangular portion plus area of two triangles. What is that? Now here area of rectangular portion will be at the midpoint. I am calculating at the midpoint. So it will be B into dm. So what is dm now? So dm is equal to d1 plus d2 divided by 2. So I'll take that value here. So B into dm plus half S dm square plus half. So this is not half S dm square plus half S dm square. So this will be B into dm plus S dm square. Sorry, this is not square. So this will be d into d square. So B into dm plus S dm square. So this is the area at midsection. So this is the area at the midsection. If I multiply that with length, what I'll get? I'll get quantity of earthwork. Now how to work out this thing? Now this is a format of table that we follow for midsection method, that is station or chainage, depth or height. So depth or height refers to what? These depths at particular intervals or chainages. So depth or height. So mean depth refers to what? Mean depth refers to the depths, average of depth between 2 points. So that is dm. So area of central portion is what? B into dm. Area of side slopes, it is S into dm square. Now here area of side slopes, what you may face here is this cross section or longitudinal section of chainages what are given may not possibly be completely in banking or completely in cutting, right? So that depends on the ground profile. So if you get completely in banking, then there is no problem. If you get the combination of both, means you have to be very aware about writing the depth in banking and what is the depth in cutting, because banking is taken as positive, banking is taken as positive, and cutting is taken as negative value. Cutting is taken as negative value. That time when you get this area of central portion B into dm, that time you have to again divide this into banking depths and cutting depths. You have to make again two columns here, two sections, right? Then after that, this one, total sectional area, that will be B into dm plus S dm square. Multiply that with length, you will get what is the quantity of excavation or quantity of earthwork in banking and quantity of earthwork in cutting. So write those and you will get the total volume in cubic or meter cube. So this is the first method. So I'll brief out once again. So depth between the chain edges are given. You have to take the mid portion of the 2 points, that is denoted with the average depth dm. So that dm you have to multiply for the rectangular area and triangular area. You will get the relation B into dm plus S dm square. Multiply that with length and substitute in the tables. So banking is denoted with positive sign and cutting is denoted with negative sign. So you have to remember this. And mean depth is given as depth at first point, depth at second point divided by 2. So this is the mid sectional area method or mean depth method. Hope you have followed this. Okay, so that was all about calculating what the earthwork excavation in banking and cutting. Now to calculate what is the quantity of pitching that is to be done or turfing that is to be done. So generally you have seen for earthen bunds or embankments, we generally provide with the stone pitching on the side slopes. Now I hope you know what is stone pitching. So we do stone pitching on the side slopes. What the reason here is, one reason is to avoid erosion of soil which affects the stability and strength of the embankment. So we do pitching on the side slopes, or we call it as turfing. Now to calculate what is the area of the side slopes, we have to follow this. So area of the side slope is area of the side slope which may require turfing or pitching. As I told, the reason is to avoid the erosion of soil. So mean sloping breadth. So mean sloping breadth, you can see here, this depth is what? D. Slope is S is to 1 and this bottom width is given by S into D. Now to calculate what is this inclined length, because pitching is done for this inclined length. So apply that hypotenuse theory. So S into D and D. So this will be what? Root of S D square plus D square. Now S D square under the root S D square plus D square here. D square and D square is common. Take that D square outside. So when you take D square outside, it will be square cancels and it will be left with D. So root of S square plus 1. So this is what? This is the length of this inclined portion. So for this inclined portion, I should multiply what? Length. So this is width into length. If I multiply, I'll get what? The surface area of this inclined portion. So what I'll do is, this is the width. So that is D into root of S square plus 1. So area of the side slopes on both sides. This is 1, that is the other portion. So I'll multiply 2 times the length into D into root of S square plus 1. So what I'll get? I'll get area of the side slope. So for that, it is provided with this table. So depth we know, mean depth we know, sloping breadth, so that is D into root of S square plus 1, length and total area. Do this, calculate this, just multiply with 2. You will get the total area of both side slopes. Hope you followed this. Okay. So the next method is called as mean sectional area method. So mean sectional area method is somewhat or almost similar to the first method. Only difference here is, what we do is, there we used to take the average of depth. In this method we take the average of area. Rest all things remains same. So if I say, if I take a trapezoidal shape like this, and if I consider this first point and this is second point, so instead of taking depth, average, then doing area, what we do here is we directly take A1, we calculate area A1 for this, we calculate area A2 for this, and that area we divide by 2. So here the average of the area is taken. So A1 is what? B into D1 into S D1 square. Similarly, second point A2 is B into D2 plus S D2 square. So you got what is area A1, you got what is area A2. So A1 plus A2, if you divide, you will get what? You will get average area. So average area is equal to what? A1 plus A2. So this average area is with respect to what? One chain edge length. Similarly, you have to do with the number of chain edges given. So quantity will be what? A1 plus A2 by 2, or A average into length. So the tabular column for this particular method will be station, chain edge, height, depth, area. So these three will be no problem. Then from that, after that, area of central portion, you have to go for area of sides. Then come with total area. So this total area. So first will be remaining 0. Then mean sectional area will be what? A1 plus A2 divided by 2. Right here. Then that way write the length. So total quantity will be what? BD plus SD square into L. Write that in banking and write that in cutting. So this was about the second method. Now the third method and the next method is called as the prismoidal formula method, and this is the method which is most precise method and used for quantity calculation of large earthwork or large projects. Wherever a large accuracy is required in the calculation, so we go for this third method, which is called as prismoidal formula method. So least accurate and small projects, we go for either the first method or second method. For bigger projects, we prefer prismoidal formula method. So prismoidal formula method, in this generally what we do is just have a look at this. Okay, so in prismoidal formula method, we know that the prismoidal formula is given by volume is given by L by 6 into A1 plus A2 plus 4 into mean area. So if I say the depth at first chain edge is B into D1, second is B into D2, and the average of that is B into DM. So area A1 is what? B into D1 plus S into D1 square. Area A2 is what? B into D2 plus S D2 square. So mean area will be what? B into DM plus S DM square. Refer to the first method. So AM can be written as B into D1 plus D2 by 2 plus S into D1 plus D2 by 2 whole square. Right. So this is the mean area. Now to calculate this, again prismoidal method deals with calculation of the central portion between the 2 points. Now what I'll do is I'll substitute this to calculate what is the volume. So L by 6 I'll write as it is. So A1 is given by what? B into D1 plus S D1 square. So I'll write it here. So similarly, what is A2? It is B into D2 plus S D2 square. S D2 square plus similarly 4 times, I'll write in bracket, B into D1 plus D2 divided by 2 plus S into D1 plus D2 divided by 2 whole square. Right. So this completes one. Similarly, what I'll do is I'll write so anything that can be taken common in this part, it is okay. So what we can do here is I'll write L by 6 as it is. So I'll write b d1 I'll write here plus b d2 I'll write plus 4 into b d1 by 2 plus 4 into b d2 by 2. What I have done here is I have taken all the terms of b on one side plus. So next what I'll write is, this is one thing, then plus s into d1 square plus s into d2 square plus 4s I'll write as it is, 4 into s I'll multiply here. So this will be d1 square plus d2 square plus 2d1 d2 by 4. So a plus b whole square divided by 2 square. So this is written like this. Then what I'll do is I'll write L by 6 as it is, then 3 into p d1 plus 3 into b d2. How we got that? 2 ones are 2 twos are. So 2 b d1 plus b d1 is 3 b d1. 2 b d2 plus b d2 is 3 b d2. So this is as it is plus what I'll write as, so this is s d1 square s d2 square, so 4 cancels, s d1 square plus s d2 square is 2s d1 square plus 2s d2 square, s d1 square, so 4 cancels, s into d1 square plus s into d2 square plus s into 2 d1 d2. So this is what, s d1 square plus s d1 square is 2 s d1 square plus 2s d2 square plus 2s d1 and d2. Now I'll multiply this L by 6 inside, so this will be 3, b is common, L by 6, and b is common, I'll take 3 LB by 6 common, and this is d1 plus d2 plus, I'll multiply L by 6 for this also, it will be 2L s common by 6, and in bracket it is d1 square plus d2 square plus d1 d2, d1 square plus d2 square plus d1 d2, because I have taken 2 and s common. Now we are left with 3 ones are 3 twos are 3 ones are 3 twos are, so this is BL by 2 and d1 plus d2 plus 2 ones are 2 threes are, so this is L into s by 3 d1 plus d2, so this is square plus d1 and d2. So we are left with this part. So what we'll do here is I'll take this 2 inside, so B as it is d1 plus d2 divided by 2. I'll take this inside plus yes as it is, I'll take 3 inside, so d1 square plus d2 square plus d1 d2 divided by 3. Now what is common for both? L and L was common, so what I'll do is I'll multiply this with L. So this is what? This is the quantity or volume. So volume is given by what? Sectional area of central portion plus sectional area of side slope portion, which is in bracket, flower bracket, this and this I'll multiply with length. So this is what is the Prismoidal formula for calculating the volume calculation using Prismoidal formula. So the tabulation column I'll take directly when I'm solving the problem. So these are the 3 methods of calculating the earthwork. Hope you followed with this part. So in the next part I'll come up with the examples which will give you the clear understanding between the 3 methods. I hope you have no doubts with this. If you have any doubts related to this, you are free to ask questions. Thank you very much.